Okay, what we're going to do here is we're going to create a vignette, a soft vignette around this photograph. Now I'm starting with a pretty high-res image, so I might have to feather this a little bit more than a lower res image. Okay, the first thing I want you to do is go up to Photoshop, go down to Preferences, go to Transparency and Gamut, and I want you to turn your grid size on to a medium grid, so you'll see the checkerboards here. Click OK, and that'll tell you that you have transparency. Okay, every time you open up a photo in Photoshop, it always comes in as a background layer, partially editable. So we're going to double click this and we're going to make this a fully editable layer by clicking OK. You can see it changes into layer 0. And now the first thing we're going to do is go to our lasso tool and we're going to select the area that we want to keep. Okay, in this case I want to keep just the bamboo stalk here. And I'll make that selection. We'll see the marching ants. And now what I want to do is feather this. So I'll go up to Select and Modify and Feather. Okay, now here is where, depending on the resolution of your photograph, you might have to feather a lot of pixels, or if it's a low-res image, you might feather only 10 pixels, 20 pixels. In this case, it's a very high-res image, so I'm going to feather 150 pixels. I'm going to click OK. And what that does is it shrinks the selection, as you can see, by 150 pixels. And so it's going to blend the selection out into nothing over a period of 150 pixels. So once I have this, I'm going to simply go up to Layer, and I'm going to go down to Layer Mask, and I'm going to reveal that selection. And once I do that, you can see that I have this nice soft vignette edge, and it's fading out into transparency. We know it's transparency because we see the checkerboard, but if you want to see how it looks like against the white background, then just simply go back to Photoshop, go down to Preferences, go to Transparency and Gamut, and turn your transparency settings here from medium into none. Okay, once you do that, you can now see what that blend will look like against a white background, or if you're putting it, let's say, in an InDesign file and you have a colored background, you can see how that looks. Okay, and if you need to feather it more or less, you can go back in history and do so. Okay, so that's how you feather a selection and create a nice soft vignette in Photoshop.